What you ready for? You ready to turn it up?
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm in a bad mood. I think I'm in a bad mood.
You're in a bad mood?
I think so. Scotch is gonna help.
Hey, helps or hurts. One or the other. What's up, man? What's the funk?
So about the podcast,
Yeah?
I don't want it to be a stupid podcast. I just don't want it to be like all jokes and dicking around.
Oh, for sure. I
want
think
it to-
jokes are great for levity, but
yeah.
we're on to something serious.
So I think we need a format going into every episode. I think we
Okay.
need
Yeah.
start off serious and then
Okay.
end with a joke. I remember that idea I told you I had about picking two topics.
Yeah.
I feel like here's what I've been thinking. I've been thinking like for the first episode, we write down or brainstorm a bunch of ideas, like a bunch of topics that we're gonna talk about. So like we pick a serious topic,
All right.
a stupid topic, a serious topic, a stupid topic.
Yeah.
We just run through it like the same way we did with the, like naming the podcast.
Yeah.
And then what we do is we either write it down for the next episode. We write all those things down on like 2 different color post-its. So like serious topic on a green post-it, dumb topic on yellow post-it.
I like
and
this.
At the end of the episode, we pick one of each, right?
Yeah.
And then that way people know on the next episode, we have a week time between the two of us where we're gonna research whatever that serious topic is.
Okay.
And then we discuss it like intellectuals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we offer insight on like life experience and whatnot.
Okay.
And then whenever we're done and we've extracted all the information we can from it, we go into the stupid topic. So this
we can pick apart the things that we said that we go like, no, I'm not really sure of that, but my gut says this or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
But we just
spin it from there.
We
Yeah.
start off having an idea and then 2 ideas, serious and a stupid one. But then we just let that be the podcast, whatever that episode turns out to be. So
we're basically like a normal conversation between us, just with a microphone and headphones.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That should be easy enough.
Yeah. But at least there's a format to it, as in for the next episode, people know what to look forward to. We have about a week, because let's say we record once a week, right?
Once a week, maybe twice a week if we get it in, right? All right.
We have time to like, I don't know, let's say the discussion is just argument's sake, how do microwaves work? Right.
Okay.
And then we say, all right, microwaves. And then that gives us time to like research and go on Wikipedia.
Okay.
And say, this is what I learned about microwaves. Did you know the guy who invented microwaves also, like, I don't know, was a pedophile or some weird shit? And like,
I don't know that much about microwaves, to be honest.
Neither do I. But I'm just saying, like, there's gonna be really stupid, and then whenever we get as much as we can from that topic, we pick another topic.
Yeah.
Or we have another topic that's stupid. Like, for example, the Daphne and Velma thing. Like, that could be a stupid, silly topic.
Because we could really get into that.
Right. And then when we get bored of both topics, we pick the next one and just end the episode.
What about almost, because I think I was thinking about this the other night, too. Having, like when you watch the Powerball or the lottery and they have like, so get a bunch of like balls or something and put them in a wheel. Right. And then we spin it around and like whatever comes out, like that's what we're going to talk
we could
about.
Do it by number, right?
Almost like freestyling it, like we'll just get a bunch of little balls or like, names in a paper hat, just get a bunch of like thoughts, ideas, topics, almost like Cards Against Humanity style,
Yeah.
And you just throw them all in and be like, all right, here we're going to go. Or like, we could do that at the end of the episode, maybe. It'd be like, okay, so next week we're going to talk about, maybe have 2 hats or whatever, like a funny hat and a serious hat or whatever.
2 different ways to pick it.
Yeah.
Because we're going to pick 2 different topics. Yeah. So, but at least we don't just pick something and then talk about it. If we don't know something, we don't have knowledge on our topic, it's going to be pointless for us talking about it.
I mean,
like we need time to research.
Sure.
Like between the 2 of us, at least we have something to do during the week. Like in our free time, just say, well, you know what? Next week's podcast is going to be about fucking painting. So why don't I research paintings?
Yeah.
And this way, it like mixes opinion with education, I guess.
Or maybe it'll force us to educate further on things to hopefully find out more answers that maybe we're curious about, or
Yeah.
I don't know. It's well, we've already discussed kind of not liking the college education system and how you can dig yourself in a big hole
Fucking hate the
financially.
college. Yeah.
But if you're thirsty for information or knowledge, it's out there. No, everything that's on the internet is true. So
Yeah, it's 100% true.
yeah,
Everyone knows that.
Yeah, I mean, pure fact. Right there.
Everything we say is 100% fact.
Everything
is logically sound.
You know why? Because you could trust us.
Yeah, we're trustworthy guys.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You want to do that? How do you feel about it?
I like that idea.
And if it's not working, or we figure out how to tweak it later on, we tweak it.
Well, this is such a. I've already said I'm enjoying the process of this. It's taken us a minute to get equipment set up, trying to get it tuned in, make it sound good.
Yeah.
But realistically, we recorded some material already that probably never is going to get released. We might bring a little bits and pieces.
I would say
of
half
that
of
out.
it is releasable.
Half of it is releasable. Half of it is garbage. But I just want to disclaim for anyone that may be offended. A lot of that was just us trying to figure out how the microphones and the mixer and all that stuff worked. So I felt a very strong obligation to just talk.
The views and opinions here are not.
I don't imagine, honestly, having a real conversation outside of a comedic point of view of who's the hottest Disney princess, or why Aladdin, or why Jasmine is good looking.
Well,
why Nala eyes exist, and that
Yeah.
I thought that was great material, to be honest. But at the same point,
I don't know. I feel
wouldn't
like
have
the
got
Nala
there.
eyes conversation could work. I don't agree with the which Disney princess is best to jerk off to. Like that's probably that was in bad taste.
Yeah, but again, like I said a lot of those things in bad taste under the pressure of needing to record something so we could go back and be like, oh, does this sound okay?
You know who you sound like right now? So the Game of Thrones girl who played Daenerys, now she's coming out and she's saying that a lot of those nude scenes she felt pressured into doing and she didn't really want to do it.
Of course.
And now the show's ended and now she's like doing the Me Too thing, the hashtag Me Too.
Yeah.
And it's like, no one thinks you're a skank for doing those scenes. No one thinks anything bad of you. But the thing about it is, this is 10 years ago when you were starting your career. And like, everyone has to do some dirty shit in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's such a weird thing because in hindsight,
she got paid. Okay, for one, that's her job. All right. Like,
right. Like if you didn't want to do it, don't do it.
Don't sign up. Maybe this isn't the right occupation for you if you don't want to do it.
But then feminists would say, well, why does she have to do it anyway? Why can't they just give her the job without whatever? But it's like, if you watch those scenes, hey, you've never watched Game of Thrones, have you?
Not really. I've seen the episode or two.
So
but
the first like long extended scene with her in it, her brother basically implies that she's nothing more than a sexual object to be used at his discretion, not for him to have sex with, but he was trying to trade her with.
He's like a pimp.
Yeah, he was pimping her out to this other guy because he wanted the other guy's army. And so,
damn, this girl, she must be beautiful. If you can get a whole army for this girl, like, wow. Okay.
She's pretty beautiful.
We'll look this up later. All right.
But if you think about the nude scene, it was very relevant to the telling of the story. So it's like, I get why they told a story that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not to say that they just wanted to objectify this person in the real world and like make her out to be just like a Hollywood sex object.
Yeah.
Like, I get why the story was told in the way that she had to do a nude scene or the character was nude on screen. So it's like, I don't know, shit like that.
Well, it's again not against the show.
Yeah.
Haven't really just been exposed to it, but I know that show is a legacy already. Like it is.
I mean, yeah, the fucking
it has
and she's probably the biggest
huge
character of the whole story.
So who's she to come out and be like, I got paid for this, I'm famous, I don't have to work a day in my life, essentially.
Yeah.
Come on, man. If she had that much moral fiber to her, she would have never done it in the first place. Yeah.
Which is what I'm saying. But she's older and wiser now, so it's like
sure.
But I think it's just like it's like revoking consent after you give it. It's like you can't once you sign that dotted line, you're responsible for whatever you decide to do. You know what I mean?
It's but like life choices.
Well, that's the whole point I was trying to make. Is like no one's life choices aren't a thing anymore. Like no one's being. We're going into that weird phase in society where like you aren't gonna be held accountable for your choices anymore because it's in the past, and so now you could change it. You can change it in your head, and then whatever you change it to, that's what happened. So it's like, oh, they objectified me and they made me do and they forced me to do it, and it's like, oh, now that's what it's become. So
yeah,
I don't know. That's one topic we could talk about in lengths, but probably not for the first episode.
Probably not. That's it's already getting a little bit heavy, but it does pose some questions. You know, things that you've done in life that you either regret doing, maybe, or something that you learned.
Would you say you have regrets in life?
Yeah, I probably have a few. Not that many though. I think the older I get, the less I regret anything I've done.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I completely understand the power of forgiveness. And sometimes you'll never get forgiveness from another person.
Right.
But to offer it out and then forgive yourself, I think that's a pretty powerful tool. And it's something that takes a little time to get comfortable with. And that doesn't mean you can do whatever you want and harm other people and then just go home and be like, oh, well, I'm always right, so whatever. No, I completely come from a standpoint of understanding that bridges get burnt. And sometimes you burn a bridge.
I love burning bridges. Yeah. I fucking, that's one of my favorite things to do in life is just say, hey, I spent the past 3 fucking years with you and we both got something out of this, but you fucking exploited me. And like, now that I don't have to be around you anymore, fuck you and everything about you. And like, I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. Like I burned. And it like, what was that saying? It's like, if you burn a bridge, it stops you from going back over it.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite quotes is, sometimes burning a bridge is awesome because it prevents you from going back to a place that you never should have been.
Right.
And again, I think that's where the life thought of maturity. And again, it does go, maturity and forgiveness do go hand in hand. But then there's other cases, where maybe someone's passed away. And so you never have that chance to go to them and say, I want to apologize for that time I did you wrong or whatever. Yeah. So that does translate into your personal on this earth relationships where maybe sometimes you do have the opportunity to reach out to someone and let them know what's up. I told you about that thing that happened over the holidays and my sister getting all mad at me.
Oh yeah.
And
did you talk to her?
I called her. I called her today, as a matter of fact, and I got her voicemail, and I haven't heard back from her. So, but I also put it out there, I'm not going to lose sleep over it either way. She was disappointed in something I did. I still respect her. I don't have any loss of respect for her, but at the same point, maybe it's something we could talk about, not on the air. It was something between me and her. We could just talk it out and then figure out where to go from there.
All right. Well, we're getting heavy. Right. So let's. So what we can do? You want to start picking topics?
Well, I got my topic list and some stuff we just chopped up earlier. Or in the last time.
All right. What you got?
So topic 1 is learning lessons. I think we were just kind of hinting on that, like just stuff that we've been through in life. That's a big tree. That's a big tree with a lot of branches, so we could easily chop that up into a lot of other parts.
Yeah.
And then family, background life, family life, whatever. That'll be part of learning lessons, I'm sure.
Yeah. Do you have them numbered, like those 2 or 2 separate ones?
Oh, I got them broken down. I've got like 8 topics, I think I wrote down.
Yeah.
So
hit me with the list.
Occupation, just like work. It could be previous work stories. It could be current work stories. Maybe just something that you saw while other people were working,
Yeah. I got you.
You observe some weird stuff. Recreation, outdoor stuff. I know, when we first became friends and started hanging out and stuff, you were kind of new to the state. And we went, did a little road trip and like got to see some adventure-y stuff. Little places you like to go.
I feel like the topics are really broad.
They are broad, but that's the great thing is you can find ways to branch those out, and splitting those out into something else. Goals. dreams, like wild dream you have, a goal that you have, something to accomplish.
Dreams. I want to talk about like dreams as in not dreams as in aspirations, but like dreams as in
like as an inception. Like
yeah,
because
write that down as a serious topic.
Okay,
dreams.
It's already written down.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, I wrote these. I wrote these down already.
All right.
Again, going back into the heavy side, I know we're again discussing death.
That's a good one.
Life.
I mean, it's not a good one.
No, it's not a good one, but it's part of the cycle. So life and death, there is a cycle. It's a huge, that's the only reason we're here now is because we're in part of that cycle.
Yeah.
Life and death. And those things affect you, Oh my God, you got to come see the baby. You got to come see the baby.
You got to come see the baby.
You want to go to the funeral? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Why does sports matter? That's a good one, I think, because
we could chop that up right now. It doesn't.
It doesn't
Sports
matter.
Doesn't matter.
You're some rich
Scratch
dude.
that off.
No, but I think it's funny because like there's little. All right, so we could talk about alternative sports. You ever played frisbee golf?
Frisbee golf?
Like
no.
Like disc golf?
Is that where you like?
It's like you throw a disc essentially.
Do you play it on a golf course?
It's similar to a golf course. There's like a net, and then you throw it. I enjoy it. I think it's fun.
You play it?
I haven't played it in a while. But it's like, again, I'm saying sports that are like, why is competitive ping pong a thing?
Yeah.
Because you could go to the bar and play ping pong at the bar counter or whatever.
Yeah.
But there actually is, like a perfect, or like the Olympics. When the Olympics come around, you go like, oh my God, I can't believe there's this event where people, ski for a while and then they shoot guns for a while. Like,
yeah.
All right. But again, why does sports matter in a sense? When people go out and spend their hard-earned money on tickets and jerseys and hats and stuff, and
all this shit.
why you wear a Yankees hat when the Yankees fucking suck my balls, dude.
Whoa, we're editing that out. Yankees don't suck.
Mark down that.
I don't even follow. Right. I don't even know who's on the Yankees team, but I just can't.
You just can't let me like.
Can't.
You
not
can't.
With this map behind me.
I know. Hey, that's why a cheap shot, bro. But like I said, and then, our combat sports too violent. That was a segue off of sports.
One, yeah.
But, like our combat sports violent.
Suicide.
That's kind of,
got that.
Suicide kind of falls into the like in life and death category, but I kind of want a
separate episode for suicide. And I do want to talk to my friend whose husband. It's weird because like you say passed away when the person commits suicide. Like I refuse to say died or passed away when someone commits suicide, right? It's like,
well, but I think that's the more politically correct way of saying it. You can't like, you killed yourself.
I think if you do that, you earn the right to have anyone left after to talk about it, to have them say, yeah, he killed himself. Like, you know what I mean? Because people treat the situation differently when they hear it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's a good point, actually.
It's two different things.
Because I have known some people that have been through that also, and it's like.
Do you know anyone who has killed himself?
Like, I do.
You know somebody who killed himself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn. Save that. Save it. Don't.
No.
That's crazy.
Like I said, I got things. It don't matter the topic, Kevin. We know each other now.
Well,
I got things to say. I got
a lot to say.
You got a lot to say. I got some things to say.
What else?
There's a lot of things in life that I want to have happen. There's other things that I'm pushing to have happen.
I would hope suicide is not one of them.
No. Horrible segue, by the way. That was that was awful. No, but again, I think life experience wise, I've seen a lot of weird stuff. I've been through some stuff.
You've done some weird stuff.
Absolutely. I'll own it all. I own it. But
I've done a lot of weird shit.
Yeah. What do you got, man? Throw some ideas at me. Throw some topics.
Is Marianne
are we Marianne and Ginger? Are we going back into that?
Yeah. We didn't figure it out. We didn't dissect it. Because we gotta look up and research archetypes, and we gotta research personality traits, and we gotta research motivation.
Okay, so can we do it like a two-parter? Could it be Marianne and Ginger versus Thelma and
no, because they're the same characters. I feel like Velma and Daphne and Ginger and Marianne are the same archetype characters.
I'm gonna write that into like the same category then, because I think that's the same thing.
Yeah, they are. I mean, essentially, think about it, right? There was Velma and Daphne, and then there was Marianne and Ginger. Then there was the dumb guy, Gilligan, and the dumb guy, Shaggy, right? There was
Yeah.
there was the intellect.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see where you're going with this. Yeah.
Who's the intellect on the other side?
I guess Fred would be, because he was kind of like the gang leader in the
and then you
Scooby Doo.
Right, and you got Professor. What's his name?
I think he was just the professor.
The professor.
Yeah, I don't think they called him anything else.
Right.
He might have had a name.
And then you got
Thurston Howell III, the rich dude, and his wife.
That's
right?
true. There's no equivalent in Scooby Doo.
Well, that's okay. They had to add an extra character, too,
right?
right?
But the buffoon sidekick, there was Scooby Doo, and then you had the skipper. So it's like Gilligan had the skipper and Shaggy, and it's weird. Those two shows are actually very similar.
Yeah, never thought of it.
Never thought of it. Okay, man, so here's the episode. The episode is Gilligan's Island and Scooby Doo the same show.
We'll have to find out which one came out first, so we can know which one was the ripoff of the other. I would assume it was Gilligan's Island, and the cartoon came out later. First. Yeah. It was a black and white at one point. Like the early episodes of Gilligan's Island was black and white.
Yeah.
And they had the different theme song. They chopped out like two of them.
Did they really?
Who was it the last two? It was like Professor and Mary Ann.
Here.
Yeah. And then the very first one, they got to whoever's like the movie star.
Oh,
and
right.
the rest. They just jumped. That was like the original theme song was like they just.
And the rest.
You're like, damn, there's only 7 characters on the show, and you got time to just dodge 2 of them out of the intro. That's cold blooded.
That's a male patriarchy. Maybe they cut out Ginger and Mary Ann.
Yeah, it was the movie star. Yeah.
That's true.
Dude. The Professor and Mary Ann. They were the ones that got dogged. Mary Ann's the best, dude. I'm just going down like early thoughts. Mary Ann is dope.
Yeah, hands down. Money's on Mary Ann.
Yeah, if we're taking bets on this, Mary Ann's going to win this by a landslide. All right, so Scooby Doo versus Gilligan's Island. All right. See, now we're getting into the silly topic though. Like I threw out. Some heavy ones.
I mean, we got.
Well, that's the thing is we get to pick the topic and then what comes up.
Self-improvement. Why people don't do what they say they want to do, or do what they should do. That's always that's the biggest topic in my life. It's like, why don't I do the shit that I know I'm supposed to do? Why can't I stop eating cake? Even though I've been trying to get abs for like 4 years now.
Okay, so we're gonna say self-improvement, like diet versus procrastination, or what? Because those are.
Well, we could keep it broad because you could apply that to anything in life, right? Like
but you just said diet. That's like your Achilles heel. By the way, I brought you a s'mores chocolate bar.
Hey, and I'm gonna fucking enjoy it. And I'm gonna enjoy it. I will enjoy it guilt-free. Actually, I don't think I enjoy it guilt-free. I think there's part of me. But here's the guilt about it.
Did you break it off, or do you eat the whole thing in one shot?
Last night I broke it in 3, so I ate 3 separate.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that'll work.
They're pretty big.
Yeah,
but it's like I eat it knowing that I eat it to enjoy it, but I do know later on I'm gonna have to work twice as hard to burn it off.
And you're okay with that?
I have to be okay with that before I put it in my mouth. That's what she said.
That I was gonna say again, horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible, but all right.
But
going with it.
Yeah, that's how I treat sweets and alcohol. It's like
this is a show between 2 friends that live nearby, and we're straight guys.
And we just want to put it out there, especially to the woman that sold us the table.
Yes, I do want to talk about the table. Like table talk needs to be an episode or at least a segment. I think the story of this table just deserves to be told. If nothing else, just so we can give a shout out there. What was her name? Ashley?
I think it was Ashley.
It was Ashley. I think so.
Something.
Shout out Ashley. When we get this posted, you're getting a shout out.
Let's tell the story. How long is it gonna take? 5 minutes?
It's a pretty short one in reality, I think.
Yeah, so I'll start.
Yeah, kick it off.
We were setting up equipment for the podcast, and we needed very bare bone minimum thing, but we decided we were gonna just like grab a dining table real quick, and we were hitting up people on Facebook?
Yeah, it was on Facebook.
Facebook Marketplace, I think something it's like called, or Offer Up or something.
Yeah, Offer Up. Yeah,
was it Offer Up?
I think so.
And then I hit up this one lady, Ashley, and then I told her, "Hey, I need a table for a podcast. Is it sturdy?" And she's like, "Yeah, the table's pretty sturdy. One of the chairs, whatever." And I said, "Cool. My partner is gonna come pick it up," and I meant business partner,
right?
In the sense that my partner in the business of doing the podcast, and
I also have a truck, so that was kind of like where that went from one thing to another.
You have the SUV, I have a regular car. I think when we originally planned to pick it up, I was working. It was a work day.
Yeah,
It was, like,
it
a
was during the
weekday.
middle of the week, and I
Right.
had the day off, and so you said, "Hey, like I'm gonna give you this
Send my
girl's
partner.
number."
Right, right.
You said, "Yeah, I'm gonna give you my partner's number or whatever, so I could get in contact."
I can't believe I didn't say business partner. But
that if you had it, it just kind of would have taken the whole joy of this experience out, you know.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, so we got there and
we
how did
we ended up going on a Saturday
right?
instead
We ended up going
because
on Saturday morning.
she could only meet up at in
It
the
was like
evening.
8 a.m. or something.
It was like that was a long drive too. It was like 50 miles away, so it was a 100-mile round trip. And you were off that morning, I was off that morning, and so I was like, hey, you know, since we're gonna pick this table up or whatever, I'd rather have you come with. In case you don't like it, at least we don't end up buying something if you don't dig it or I don't dig it,
right?
And I don't have to assume the responsibility of the whole thing.
But how did the idea of me figuring out that she thought we were gay? How did that pop up? Because we went there. The table was outside in the driveway.
You know why? Because you had bought a lot of this equipment, and I told you I'd pay for the table. So I looked at you when we got there, and I was like, "Hey, Kevin, do you like the table?" And you're like, "Yeah, I like it."
Yeah. You were
and I was like, "Do you want it? Yeah, like, do you want the table?" And you're like, "Yeah." And then I pulled out the money and paid this girl. So she was like, "Wow, what a cute couple they are!" Like, you know, they have to agree on the table, and then it was like I was gifting you something.
Yeah.
And then she started.
And then she started suggesting. So what's the podcast about?
Yeah. And then
she's like, and then she mentioned a podcast that she listens to, but it's sex related, right?
It's something like that.
Yeah. And then that struck me as weird because she seemed to be happily married with kids.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, so she's not throwing a signal out there. She's doing is fishing.
Yeah. That's what it was. That's what it was.
And then when we drove off, we were like, "Holy shit!" Did she think we were?
Yeah, gay? And then we talked about that for a while on the drive back because
we're still talking about it.
Well, yeah, it was hilarious because I think what we think is we identified this girl, making an assumption of some sorts, and it was hilarious. But again, if you ever listen, Ashley, we are straight gay. I just said straight gay, dude.
Did you just say?
I did. That'll be edited out moment, please, because no, we are straight. We're straight guys. So she's a cute girl, and again, I hope she's
cute because she's married.
Like, why can't I compliment her? She was a good-looking girl. She had a great personality too. She seemed like a lot of fun. Like, and I hope she's in a great marriage. And
hey, thanks for the table.
And thanks for the table. We love it. You know?
It's actually working out pretty good.
This is great. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that was the table. That was a table story.
Table talk.
I guess I can just cross that off the list unless we're just still recording for practice purposes
at
this
point. I'm almost certain we're gonna use most of this.
Okay, right on. Yeah, so you want to throw any more topics out, or we just gotta spend more time?
No, I think now's the time to just like brainstorm a whole bunch of topics so we don't have to think about this for like maybe 3 more months. You know what I
Oh
mean?
wow, dude, we're gonna start throwing them out there.
Yeah.
I think I'll go back in my notes. We had dumb people. Instagram was something I think you love talking about or hate talking about, right?
I love ranting about it.
Okay, so we'll just
let's talk about social media in general.
And that's great because I am the counter of that. You know, I don't really do it. So for me,
that's gonna make a great conversation because you actually do not participate in
a lot of stuff.
Social media.
I just try to be present in life, but that doesn't always work for me either. Okay, so and then dumb people, like stupid shit people do. I was talking about the neighbor and like their kids yelling for fun all the time. Like I want kids to laugh and play, but if one of them gets abducted, that's beyond me, man. I can't run outside to check every time I hear someone yell. Yeah. You know, it is sad. That's what I mean. This is the boy who cried wolf. I think it sucks, dude. I would like to.
Do you like kids in general? Like,
I like good kids, man. I like good kids.
You don't get to pick, bro. You don't get.
Yeah, I do because I don't have them, so I don't. I don't have to be like, oh, this is my shitty kids. You know.
Yeah.
And if I was a parent, I think I would try to make them I think everyone has that goal. That's an awful thing to say. Yeah. But dumb people do exist.
Well, we could talk about it. We could talk about parenting. That could be a topic because I feel very strongly.
Well, I think that so that's a side note of family parenting.
Just leave it as its own topic. Leave it as its own beast.
But again, some of my early topics on the list were things that could have so many different branches. Like I said, learning lessons. Everything that we're going to be talking about is objectively a learning lesson.
Yeah. So maybe Well, this is why I say we pick specific topics.
Okay. Relationships, right?
Exes.
Exes.
How about exes?
Yes. Yeah, we're getting more specific in that. Yeah. Relationships.
Because I got like 5 exes.
I'm just gonna put ex-girlfriends, dude. Like
ex-girlfriends. There we go. Because if you say relationships, you could spend a whole episode talking about a relationship with your mom. There's never enough to say about you.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
What about under that relationship with your parents? Or how about this? It's always a tie-in. How do your relationship with your exes? How was that impacted by your relationship with your parents? Because according to Freud, it's all tied together.
That's interesting. You know, I've had several ex-girlfriends that I really dug their parents, and then like the relationship over, and you're like, oh man, I can't really be cool with their parents anymore.
That's true.
Or then you could, but it'd be such a weird. No, remember that scene in Meet the Parents or whatever when they go home and the dude
and he has
Owen Wilson has that badass house and he's like the carpenter and he's the perfect guy, rich and stuff.
Yeah, and you build them the whole
and it was like, how do you know his name was Kevin in that movie?
Was it really?
Yeah, it was like, how do you know Kevin? He's like, oh, she's my ex-fiance. Like, oh great, you know, now I gotta compete with this fucking dickhead. All right. Yeah. All right.
So. I actually, you know what we should do? We should name. Well, I guess we could do that in the beginning of the episode. Figure out names of, figure out our pseudonyms of what we're gonna do. Called the exes.
Okay.
Like I got a couple. I don't know what. I guess I call her New York.
Oh, okay.
And so I could call January, the one in January, I could call her social worker.
I'm just gonna put alias, dude.
And then flight attendant. And then who else?
That's gonna suck for me, dude. Mine's gonna be like Mexico,
Serbia, Utah, Colorado, Indiana.
Oh my god!
Yeah, we could call them
half Japanese.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You dated a Japanese girl. I've never dated an Asian chick. That's the only Asian chick.
And then there's gonna be someone pissed off. You didn't say black girl. I'll be like, shit.
Did I ever date? Yeah, my first couple. My first 3 girlfriends
were like a half black girl. I mean, I think that counts, but I never met her parents, so I don't know.
Well, according to the internet, if you have dated someone black or you have a black friend, you're not a racist. So.
Oh, that's another topic.
Racism?
Comments. Yeah, racism. Comments while driving back from an air
Hey, if you want to tell that story, you can say it.
You know, I don't. I'll say it, dude. I
feel like if you do tell that story, don't say the word, but say like you.
Come on, bro. I got a little more class than that. Someone's gonna be offended one way or the other.
Well, we're not trying to offend people, right? Like,
what if I use the A variable though? Like if I dropped off. I don't. Nah.
What's the A variable? I don't know what the A variable.
If there's an A at the end.
Oh.
If I threw out the
No,
E.
because then it's context related.
Sure. That's too much.
Yeah.
Let's just have like. Hopefully we can figure out the effects and then have it just be a beep in there and you know guess the word.
Oh, we could beep it. If I could figure out how to beep it, that would make it, because you could say it, but then to be culturally sensitive, we censor it because it deserves to be censored. I don't think that should be said.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, the name of this podcast is Who's Offended, and I think objectively our goal is not to intentionally offend anybody, but we have a certain understanding that words. Well,
why did we name it Who's Offended?
Because we think it's a funny name. I don't know. I just thought it was a funny name, and I thought it covered some bases. I
think the reason why I agreed to the name is because in today's political climate of like starting a podcast and then discussing open ideas publicly, you can't not offend somebody. So it's like, we could talk, if we talk, we could talk to Jordan Peterson put it best. He said, he was talking to, I think it was Kathy Newman. He's like, people want me to talk, but they don't want me to offend anyone. And he's like, can I offend 1 in 10 people? No.
Yeah, what's the ratio?
Can I offend 1 in 100 people? 1 in 1,000? And then he goes back and he says, chances are, if you're having an in-depth conversation with one person, one-on-one, the chances are like 90% you're going to offend that one person. So it's like, you can't really have any meaningful conversation without offending somebody, without getting that person to feel something somewhat uncomfortable. But hopefully the idea in a deep conversation is to move past the feeling of uncomfortability and come to some form of mutual understanding, which
Sure.
in sense helps the bond stronger, make the bond stronger with you and the other person.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully, if both people are of sound, reasonable, open mind,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, we're not trying to offend people. We are trying
No,
to.
that is definitely not the goal, but there is a level of understanding that everyone,
chances are somebody's gonna be. I mean, if you're talking about shit like
I don't
suicide,
cry a lot. You know, I don't cry a lot, but there's times when I can admit to just being a fairly sensitive person. Like I
right.
care about people.
Well,
There's other times when
cry.
people go, "Damn, bro, you just don't give a shit." Man. Everyone has that switch where it goes back and forth. So
alcohol doesn't help.
No,
we can talk about that. Substance abuse.
All right.
Addiction.
Yeah.
It's a big one for me.
Sure.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, man. You
quit all my vices.
You took a real good long break, so
yeah.
Not trying to call you out either.
No, it's fine.
Have that glass, dude. Have a glass of scotch every once in a while.
Yeah, I think you should take that bottle home with you.
I probably will. I might finish it while we're over here tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, because now the work week's starting back. I'm starting to go to the gym again. Well, I didn't go today. But.
Plus, you don't need to spend all night looking at this stuff on repeat for a couple hours either.
Yeah. I think I'm at a good place now where I could do this and just once I shut it off, go continue the rest of my life and not.
I think there was a lot of pressure out of the gate because you had this desire to just set up the equipment and hit the ground running and just blast on through. I like that.
I'm getting old, bro. I'm getting old.
I dig your enthusiasm. I like the fact you're into it.
Yeah.
I already told you I was a little reluctant at first. I thought like, all right, it's a cool idea. And then you're like, hey, do you want to do it? And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then all the stuff showed up and it became real.
Yeah.
And then I sat down and then started talking. And I was like, wow, this is its own kind of drug.
It's kind of weird. Right.
It's kind of weird, even though I know the goal is to put this out there and maybe someone else would dig it.
Yeah.
Doesn't really bother me.
I'm glad you're on board. That means a lot to me.
We had a lot of fun. Like you and I just have a lot of fun as being like friends and being in the same neighborhood. Because we would do like this is basically what we do.
Yeah.
Like once a week or whatever. Anyway, I think it's kind of
that's the element. It's like that's what made me know.
It's kind of real. It's more genuine in that sense.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not like we're two strangers and like or like I interviewed you and it's like, hey, do you want to do a podcast with me? But I'm a perfect stranger. It's like, nah, there's that.
Yeah. It's a lot easier when you have a little bit of a feel of who that person is and all that.
Right.
And we have a way of kind of bouncing off each other. Well, I hope it comes across that way, at least now that we're starting to record
we'll see what
and
happens.
doing. Yeah.
But more topics.
More topics.
All
right, let's knock out like 2 or 3 more topics and then we'll chop it up. I got room for 2 more here. I mean, I don't want to say movies as a topic because I know there's certain podcasts that are dedicated to just reviewing movies and stuff. But I think that we kind of bring those into certain conversations. If we see we'll just like earlier, the reference to Meet the Parents, like it just kind of popped in.
All right. How about this? How about an episode dedicated to movies? But in that episode, we talk about greatest movie ever made, your favorite greatest movie ever made, mine. And then we discuss worst movie ever made that we've seen.
Oh, you're gonna pull that Human Centipede shit back out.
That is one of the greatest movies ever made. So like that's
top versus
clearly off the table.
Okay.
You haven't seen it, so
I'm not gonna watch it. I don't give a shit.
Hey, guess what Santa is giving you for Christmas?
Yeah. Guess what's going right in the fireplace?
No, you gotta watch it.
All right. You don't get to tell me what to do, motherfucker. Oh, I had one backstage at the show. Remember, I was telling a story about like when you get that
backstage. I've never been backstage, so maybe you could just talk about that.
But that buys me. I could talk about that for 15 minutes.
All right.
I could talk, just early recording stuff. I remember going on a rant about why I hate tomatoes for 15 minutes, and
yeah.
I could talk about some really dumb stuff for levity.
Okay, but I'm also down to stupid things we hate. Or like things that irk us that
I'm just going to put I just don't like. and then leave that as like a question mark.
Yeah, what grinds my gears? We could do a Peter Griffin segment.
Oh yeah.
I don't like things that bother us, things that offend us. Do that.
Should that be like why am I mad? Like why am I offended?
Tell him why you mad, son. Tell him why you
Yeah. Is that the guy from Onyx?
Fredro Star.
Who is the mad rapper? That could be an episode.
What is the source of the mad rapper? Tell him why you mad, son. Oh, we talk about airplanes, bro.
Oh, well,
why can't we talk about
I could get into that because I put like occupation and recreation.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I mean that could be, yeah. Well, airplanes could be an episode because, or at least part of an episode because you went to an air show. I took you to an air show earlier this year, just because I was going and you were like, I'll go. And I remember on the way back, you said it's one of the most fun days I've had in your life. That blew my mind when you said that. I was like, wow, dude. I thought you would just come out and be like, yeah, some cool shit. And I think you got something out of that day.
I did. My biggest, I have a few regrets. One of my regrets is that I regret never becoming an Air Force pilot. Like, that's a big thing.
For real?
Like, that's a legit regret. And the cutoff, I'm still entertaining it because the cutoff is 35 and I'm 34.
Oh, God.
Well, no, I only got a month. So it's like, I haven't done it in 34 years.
I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm not going to fucking do it.
You want to learn to fly? We'll work on some other avenues.
But
that's funny because I had an opportunity. That could definitely be an episode because I had the opportunity to go into and chose not to early.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we got enough. Let's pick 2 for the first episode. All right. I guess we'll chop this up a little bit, make it a pilot episode.
I don't want to say pilot
0.
But how about preview? What's
preview?
Coming up?
Intro to the podcast.
Intro. Let's go. Let's get into this.
Let's get into it.
Someone's gonna be offended.
Pick one.
But all right.
Pick a funny one.
Do I get to? I'll pick a funny one. You pick a serious one. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. I think that's the way to go. Wow. Gosh, I feel like ex-girlfriends would be a funny one, but also serious.
That's a good way to start. Let's if you're gonna grab people's attention.
Honestly, I don't want to repeat a story I already told, but
we have to because we almost know everything about each other.
What we recorded though, when I was talking about my boy calling out my girl while she was like cheating and kind of opening that door, I think that was some pretty good material.
Yeah, we could dig into that.
I don't want to just repeat the same story, but I think now that I said it, I could remove some other words and I could put in some better words, and it gave me a chance to refresh it. Yeah. It's not on my brain, honestly. Like I said, I sleep easy at night. That girl messed her own situation up. I hope she's doing well. But
so we talking exes next episode?
I think ex-girlfriends would be a good start off. We could ex-girlfriends would be a kickoff. Yeah.
All right. I mean, since we agreed to talk about ex-girlfriends, why don't we talk about parents?
Okay. And yeah, there's a correlation sometimes between how what did your parents think of that girl?
Yeah.
Did they meet that girl or did they just hear about him? Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Lot to chew on.
Next episode.
All right. We'll be on that.
Ex-girlfriends and parents.
Sounds like fun to me.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right, brother.
Hey, thanks for listening.
Don't say that.
Like and subscribe.